All right. Hope everyone is having a good day. So I'm excited for this one. I got one of my PSA submissions back. This submission actually I did through our friend James over at Z&G Emporium. I have not seen any of the grades in this submission outside of just 2 or 3 cards that I happened to see as I was like pulling a bunch of the cards out. So it'll be fun. This will be my first time seeing what I got, which is exciting. And yeah, the submission is over a year old, about a year and 3 months roughly, when I sent it in. It's got a little bit of everything, so it should be a fun submission in part because for people who just love Pokemon cards, it's got, and there's a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! And DBZ in here too. There's just like a bunch of different stuff from a bunch of different eras, English, Japanese, some fairly expensive cards, but mostly sort of mid-rangey, just a bunch of cool cards and a bunch of random stuff. I just like had laying around, and I thought I was able to get them in at, $10 a card, and I thought this might be my last chance to get a lot of these cards in, given just all the what everyone was saying about PSA probably raising their prices in the near future and just starting to get really backed up. So I was happy I sent these in, and let's take a look at the grades together. So the first card is I sent in a bunch of Japanese expedition cards. I picked up a completed set of these that were all like in really mint condition. The holo ones were already graded, all 9s and 10s, and I took some of the non-holo kind of key cards and had them graded. So we're gonna see how we did. I'm actually let's turn these over so I can't see them. Ooh, we got some Yu-Gi-Oh there. Let's see how we're gonna do this. Okay, I guess we'll go from the back. All right, so here's yeah, I had a bunch of these random Japanese. I bought a lot of lots from Japan of just mint Japanese holos from original Nintendo EX era. So these were all in really good condition, nice. So I think a lot of these will come back 10s. There could be a few, 8s and 7s in there that I missed because I did send a bunch in, I think. But and I didn't mention it before, but this is a pretty big submission, so could be the video will be probably pretty long. So just kind of relax, enjoy it. Let's see. Nice art. I love all of these holos from these E-Series sets, or from the original Nintendo EX set. Nice, another 10 here. Yeah, these are all in really good condition. You can still find these lots. I do see them, but they're not as beauty goods. You don't see beauty goods as much these days. You see more played, don't expect perfect condition cards. So none of these holos are definitely not the key holos from these sets, but they're all really cool cards and nice. And for set collectors, these are great cards. Some we have in first edition, some not in first edition. Oftentimes the unlimited versions are actually a little bit rare, a little bit harder to find. We got a CD promo here. So we got here 9, okay. Let's see if we can see any damage here. Looks pretty good. How is the centering on the front? Oh yeah, centering's off. Left to right, yeah. Or right to left. Yeah, makes sense. Looks like a 9 to me. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so I sent some of these Yu-Gi-Oh cards in hoping to get 10s. I bought literally thousands of these and picked out some of which I thought were some of the best ones, but even you can see here there's some edgeware there. These are just so hard to find in good condition. 9, yeah. I have a feeling these are like all gonna get 9s, and some of the holos are probably gonna get even lower. Okay, so this card looked like it was in pretty good condition. There is a little bit of a soft corner there, but not too bad. Little white speck there. Probably a 7. Because there is a little bit of damage here and there, and these cards are just so tough. Red corner, let's see. 6, all right. Yeah, I think that's pretty harsh. I don't know if there was more damage somewhere. Yeah, these are tough to grade. I think that's pretty harsh, though. The corners are a little bit soft. you know, but with these square corners, you can really tell they get a little bit more rounded. I love the art on these cards. Solid 8 here. That's a strong grade on this. These are really, really difficult to grade. They have lots of print line issues, I think. If I remember correctly, there was a pretty significant print line on this guy. So it's a solid grade. This one I actually thought was the worst of all of them, but it's arguably my favorite art from the series. This and I like the Red Eyes Black Dragon as well. I guess this would probably be a 7. That's what I thought when I sent it out. Let's see. Yeah, 7. Fair grade. Again, you know, hoping for a 10 here, but you just have slight edge wear on some of these corners. Eventually I want to, yeah, 9. Eventually I want to try to complete these sets in 10. But another 9 here. Go a little bit faster just because we have so many cards. Let's see, we got a nice, we got a 10 on the Venusaur. These were all like in perfect condition, I feel like. Yeah, nice 10 on the Meganium. You never can be like 100% that things are gonna get 10s, but they were in good shape. All right, so I've got like 10 boxes. I think we have, I think there's like 126, 36, something like that cards. So, oh man, it's exciting. I probably will end up selling some of these to recoup some of the grading costs, but we'll have to see. Okay, so now we're into some base set Charizards. These were like, everything that I graded was definitely the stuff that was not the most mint in the world, as you can see. You know, hopefully a 7. Let's see. Ooh, 8. Nice. That's definitely a good grade for this. Now the holo is really nice here. Honestly, that Blue Eyes White Dragon is surprisingly low when this gets an 8, because I would put them in like similar condition, and that one got a 6 and this one got an 8. And definitely some whitening up there. In the old days, this would definitely have been an 8. Now it's a little bit harder to predict, but centering is good, and the front is really nice and clean, so that's a good one to get an 8. Let's see, we got some Japanese base set here, 9, solid. Yeah, some of these Japanese cards were really in quite good condition. A little bit of centering issues on this one. I think 9 is a, you know, very, very fair grade. This side's a bit thicker. So 9's pretty much as good as you can hope on a card like that. If they give you a 10, they really shouldn't. Okay, centering's pretty good on this guy. Centering's pretty off on the back. Also probably a 9, but would love a 10. 9, yeah, makes sense. These were all just binder cards. I had like many, and I still have some just of these binder cards that I'll probably continue to send in over time. These were some of the better copies that I felt had maybe, you know, tiny chances at 10s. This one's got quite a bit of whitening down there. Obviously, you know, your English Blastoise and Charizard, I'm going to send in anything that I think has chances at more like 8s and 7s, particularly at the time that I sent this in. Let's see. Ooh, a 6. Again, there is some surface scratching there for sure. 6 is a pretty rough grade on this card, though. Yeah, you can see some surface scratching there. Yeah, I don't know. 6 more like a 7 to me, but you win some, you lose some. Got a nice little shadowless Clefairy. Definitely got some light scratches there. Some nicks up at the top, some nicks at the bottom. Yeah, I mean, according to that Blastoise, this should also be a 6, even a 5. Let's hope for a little better. 6. Okay, well, they're consistent. There were times when I definitely would get like 7s on that. But grading's a little bit inconsistent at times. Probably a 9. Yeah, these all got 9s. Makes sense. A little bit of centering issues. Okay, so these are my DBZ cards. Okay, here's the Goku. This was the best Goku I pulled, and it was super off center. and I just sent it in because it was only $10 and I wanted to complete the set. 8, yeah, because of the off-centering. That's still that's the strongest grade as you get, because the off-centering is significant enough to be outside the 9 parameter. These are all pack fresh cards. Okay, so the centering's a little bit better on this one. There is an issue with the centering. I would guess a 9 because of the centering on this. Yeah, that's a fair grade. 10s are like almost impossible to get on these. I opened a bunch of packs. I love these cards. I just think they're so freaking cool looking. Big fan of this set. Okay, got a Raichu here. It's a regular base set. Near mint 8, huh? Huh. I'm surprised I would have sent in an 8 Raichu. Usually I only sent in 9 pluses of cards like this. Yeah, I don't. That seems to be a pretty harsh grade on this guy. Yeah, it's a little hard to look through the phone, but I don't know, guys. I don't know about that one. I think the 6 for the Yu-Gi-Oh! And the 8 for that Raichu, both pretty rough. But I think I got maybe a little bit fortunate on that one of the Charizards, so let's see. What page you got? 7? What's going on with these cards? Oh, this one's got some serious scratches. Yeah. Obviously, I went through too quickly on these. You know, the backs are nice, but the scratches, you know, are gonna do you in. But I didn't see those on the Raichu. Still a pretty harsh grade given the quality of back, but they do really take off for those surface scratches. Ooh, nice. Got a 10. That makes up for it. Beautiful art. This has got to be one of my favorite arts. I think super underrated art from Jungle. Beautiful card. Little 9. So most of the Japanese are in pretty good condition. 8.5, huh? So Charizards are getting fairly strong grades. Yeah, there was some damage on the bottom of that card. You see that card? They gave us an 8.5. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. A 9, huh? Because of centering? That's unfortunate. Oh, there's white dots. I wonder why I sent this in. I know I pulled this card myself. There are 4 white dots on this card. Interesting choice. Oh well. It's probably worth $10. Now it's in a $10 slab worth 10 bucks. Okay, that's good. Nice little 9 Alakazam. Such a cool card. Now let's start another pile back here. Got an 8. And we got a 10. The rarest card in the world. I opened up a couple Champions Path, and that was the one that looked the best centering. Sent this guy in too because it looked like it would get a 10. Why not? Oh, looks like I sent in both. They both got 10s. You want to get 10s on a card like that. That's for sure. All right, got our next piece here. As we're moving along. Ooh, we got some more of these DBZ cards. Come on, good grades. All right, so we got another Frieza. This one's slightly worse centering. Also hoping for a 9 though. Solid. Salamence got a 9. It's a solid grade. Yeah, this is a pretty clean copy. This was just a binder copy that I still had. I remember there was slight nick somewhere up there. And yeah, it's a 9. It's a fair grade. Another 9 here. Yeah, slight off centering. I'll go a little bit quicker for everyone. Ooh, an 8 here. It's still an okay grade given that it's a Charizard. Pretty clean though. The scratching can be tough on these darker cards. There's definitely some scratching in there. And when I say scratching, really light surface damage, but got a 9 on the Japanese. Yeah, these Japanese ones were all in a little bit better condition. They were all more pack fresh. That's a classic card, Dark Charizard. Here's a 9. You know, all this stuff's just cool cards, good inventory. I think a lot of this stuff is a little bit undervalued right now. Not crazy undervalued because it's not like super rare, these cards, but when you can buy these cards for like 30 to 50 bucks, I mean, I still think that's really great value given just how iconic and cool these cards are, and the fact that you know, the cost of grading obviously is way over that, but even in the future, it'll still be 10 to 15 bucks probably, and to only pay $15 for a mint, you know, holo out of packs that are, you know, many hundreds of dollars and becoming more and more scarce, I still think there's great value. Ooh, oh boy, got our first significant low grade here. Okay. I have no idea. I'm gonna have to look at it closer, as obviously they're saying there's some sort of significant damage. I don't see any damage. And all these other Japanese cards that I had in a very similar lot were all like 9s and 10s, so it's a little weird, but there you go. The 10 on the Electrode. It's a pretty card. 8 on the Clefable. Okay. Got a 9 on the Victory Bell. 9 on the Magmortar. A 10. It's a cool looking card. It's Blaziken. That's a solid one. Nice little 10. I love this art. Little bit of everything here. Back to some E-series. Ooh, our first non-10. You know, who knows why? Maybe there was a little damage on this one, but they all look pretty perfect to me. You know, a little bit of webbing maybe up there. Let's get a 10 on one of these. 10, baby. Ugh. It's so hard to get 10s on these. I want to get a full 10 set, but it's never gonna happen. Because these were all, I pulled all of these pack fresh myself, and I opened like a bunch of packs and just sent off the best ones, and they're still just so hard. Cool looking card, nice little solid 10 there. 10. Ooh, this would be a big card in 10. The right person would pay a lot of money for this in 10. Such a cool looking card. I don't know if any 10s exist. Dang, I was hoping for a 10 on this guy. But to be fair, when I looked them all over, they all had like slight imperfections. And what can you do, guys? Other than just keep opening more of those packs and trying. Which I think I probably will do. I need to get a Goku that's better, that's at least a 9. I wanted to at least complete that set in 9s. Okay, I got some first edition, got Porygon, little 9. Another 9 Farfetch'd. These were all, I sent in a ton of base set first edition from a large lot I bought like a couple of years ago. These are all the slightly weaker ones, so I'm not expecting any 10s, but so 9s are pretty solid on all of these. Yeah, 9. They all had like just slight issues. 9. I think 9s are very reasonable on all of these. In fact, 9s are kind of hopeful. Nice. Solid 9 on the Ivysaur. You can see if there's... I know there was some damage on every card, which is why I didn't send it in. A little bit of whitening bottom left. Centering's a little off. You know, it's a 9, but looks like we're doing a 9 set here. Nice. Okay, so I was hoping this would get a 9. There was a little bit of what looked like damage on that right side. I was worried that they were going to knock that down to like a 7, but they didn't. Kept it a 9. Other than that, this was like a really good looking card though. So honestly, could have gotten a 10. A little tiny white nick there. But because of that little damage on the side, you just don't know what PSA is gonna do. Like how they're gonna. Now here's the one a little bit lower. Definitely off center a bit. Still a good card. I mean, I think a Squirtle. Oop, sorry about that. I think a Squirtle, you know, starter first edition base, even in an 8's still a good looking card. Ooh, 5. That's pretty low. There were definitely scratches, but that's low. I don't know about that. That's too low, man. That's a harsh grade on this card. I thought this was going to be a 7. I mean, there's definitely some light scratching, but I don't know about that. Because there's no like significant dent or anything on it. Base at 2 Charizard. 8. Oh, here's Prism. 8. Yeah, this one was there's a little bit of damage I thought on it. Evolution's 8. I don't think so. That's a ridiculous grade because I picked out my best ones to send in. Of course, because I hate on evolution so. Oh, what? Okay, there was not any of this damage when I sent this in. PSA did this. Like 100%. There's no way I would have sent in a card because I had like 30 of these and I picked out the best ones. And look at all the damage on this card. There's damage everywhere. That's ridiculous. Oh well, who cares? It's a pretty low value card, but the rest of these should all be 9s. Yeah, because you're not going to get any 10s on these, even though they were all pretty good. Ooh, 7 on that one. Not so good. Okay, back to the 9s. I would take a 10 on one of these. The 9s are pretty solid. There we go. Oh, this is, yeah, these were the, for a second, because I also sent in, I think, a base set Charizard, original base set. That's what I thought this was for a second. But no, still a good hit. These are pretty easy to grade in 10. And I think I sent in a few of those, and I thought they would all get 10s. Yeah, there's another 10. Next stack, we'll keep it moving. Let's see what we got next. Oh, this is a fun pile. So now we've got some reverse holo Skyridge cards. So we're hoping for some 10s. I feel like any of these could possibly be 10s. You know, some of them did probably, yeah, a little bit of whitening. Generally, the stronger cards, like a rare Raichu, I would send in even if I thought it was a 9. Some of the other ones I only sent in if I thought that they had good chances at 10. So let's slow roll some of these. Okay, so this is just a non-holo. 8. What? No. It's a 9. Whatever. It's a low value card, it's just annoying. Sorry, I keep knocking over the camera. Oh, here's a 9. Crystal. At least they didn't give an 8 on this guy. But, you know, I mean, pretty damn close to a 10. These are really fresh cards, but, you know, it's tough. And there is a tiny speck, you know. There we go. And we're going to get some 10s. Some set collectors. We'll have to look some of these up after. You know, again, like, a little white speck there. It's the exact same as the one that got an 8 or the 2 that got 9s. If not, a slightly worse. But because it's like a cheaper card. Oh, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? That's just a cool art. Let's get a 10, baby. 10. Ah. That would have been cool to get a 10 on this guy. Yeah, but, you know, it's got a nice little spec. You know, I want them to grade cards like that a 9. I don't want them to grade a card like this a 10, you know? Okay, yeah, these, the non-holo ones I sent in, I would expect to get mostly 10s. 9, huh? I honestly have no idea what I sent in. Umbreon, solid 9, such a great art. Oh, now we got a random, why not, Vivid Voltage Reverse Fly. I remember I pulled this myself, and I did think it had a good chance at a 10. But again, a little bit of white, a little tiniest of white dot. I don't remember that when I sent it in. Why not? Probably make a few bucks on that. Come on, 10. Let's see. Let's take a look. Okay. I mean, you've got like the tiniest bit, but that looks pretty good to me. Come on, 10. Ah. Getting these in 10 are so nice because they're so hard to find. What can you do? Another 9. Ooh. 7, eh? These were all in the same collection, so they must have seen something that I don't see. I'll have to look at it closer later. Getting some 10s on the non-reverses, which is always good. Those are always good cards. I'm buying those cards when they come up in auctions, even though I still have some to grade to occasionally, because I just think that the packs are so expensive. They're just such great arts. And some of those cards are in 10s are going for 30, 20, 30, 40 bucks. I just think that that's, you know, and then some of the better ones, 50, 60, 70, 80. I just think that that's a pretty good deal. That's pretty good value. All right. So we got now, we got appears. Would hope for 10s on some of those modern cards. Okay, these were not as in good condition. Yeah. Man, they're killing me though. I feel like they're going pretty low on these. Like I feel like that card could have gotten a 7 or 8. But these were definitely not mint. 7, yeah. I mean, 7's more reasonable. I honestly sent some of these in just to complete sets, like some lower graded sets that I was working on, but oh man, what? I don't know, guys. I feel like I'm getting like some random low grades on some cards today. And I've had lots of PSA returns in my life, and this is not the usual. 9. 10. To be fair, I mean, those holos that I sent in, I did think would get like 8s, but the Pikachu, nice little 10. Pichu, 9. Let's hope for a 10 on the Mew at least. Nice, okay, that's solid. You want 10s on the Charizard and the Mew. Those are definitely the key expedition cards. 10 on the Centiskorch VMAX. We got some modern sprinkled in, another 10. Yeah, I mean, these were all perfect. Glad that they gave them 10s. Another 10. I sent a lot of these. These cards are so beautiful. These amazing rares. I know that they're super common. Oh, 9. I pulled both of these myself. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Whatever. They both looked pretty pack fresh to me. There's an 8 in the CD promo. You know, a little bit of whitening, but again, yeah, I mean, there is some whitening on this one. Yeah, that's an 8. That's just enough to be an 8, but it's a pretty strong 8 because the front is perfect, I would say. Okay, a little shadowless Venusaur. You know, a little bit of edge wear on the top. Definitely a bigger tick there. Again, you know, with the grades we're getting today, it's so hard to predict. I mean, I would probably guess like I think that there was one nick somewhere on the front. Let's check the surface. Definitely some scratches. I mean, on the grades I'm getting today, like, this could be a 5, but I would put it at a 6 probably if I were grading it, maybe 6 or 7. 6, yeah. I mean, that's a fair grade on this. I would hope for a 7, but we've been getting hit on some random cards today that were in good condition. So, okay, this was quite off-center. So the off-center already, I would say, probably brings it down to an 8 on front. Definitely got some whitening, but the whitening is not too severe. I would say the whitening on this card is like a 7-8 with the off-center. I'm hoping for a 7 on this guy. Ooh, see, the Charizards today got pretty strong. I mean, that's a pretty fortunate grade given how off-center that is, plus the fact that there's quite a bit of whitening. Who knows? Come on, 10. Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah, we got some whitening there. But an 8 just for that one little nick? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Because when I looked at these cards, the fronts were all really minty. But it's hard to see everything, and I honestly put this submission together so fast. Because, like, I was just trying to get it in before the wire, as, like, I felt like Gem Mint was still taking orders at this level. At least we got a bunch of these 10s. Hey man, I mean, Skyridge rare 10s. Can't complain. They're good cards. Getting really hit though on these reverses. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Looks like a 9 to me. Centering looks good. What can you do? Ooh. That's weird. I send in a lot of these, and I usually do pretty well. In fact, I've gotten a number of 10s and 9s. They can have, like, scratches and weird sort of surface issues, but I did not see any on this card. We've got some of those today, fellas. I'm going to have to look at these cards again. Some of these might be regrades, I mean. Cracks and an 8. I'm going to have to make a whole pile. I mean, this card, too, should not be an 8. This, to me, is a 9 or 10. Oh, there's a little bit of maybe front silvering there, but that shouldn't be enough. Okay. Got ourselves a top 32. Let's see what condition this is in. Pretty good. Few little nicks. 8 or 9, hopefully. But with today's grading, who knows? 9. Okay. Yeah, I mean, normally I'd be confident that this is probably a 9. I mean, there's definitely a chance at an 8. But centering's pretty good. Solid hit there. All right, guys, I think we're in the final batch. It is frustrating when you get cards and you feel like the grades are a bit inconsistent, because it's just sort of like, yeah, it's not a good feeling when it feels arbitrary. I mean, when it goes in your way, I guess it can feel pretty good, and it certainly went in my way a little bit on a few cards, but I don't know. I would rather it just be, more consistent across the board. Let's take a look at this one before we see the grade, and let's pre-grade this. Okay, so we got, just the tiniest little speck there. Maybe the tiniest little speck there. I mean, it's a good-looking card. Maybe a little bottom speck. And the centering looks good. I personally would grade this a 9 or 10. Okay, 9. Yeah, I mean, it's the same quality as that one that got a 10, but it's also the same quality as all those that got 9s and 8s, so. Little Hyper Potion, 9. You know, these are good for putting together a reverse holo Skyridge set, and these reverse cards are hard to come by, particularly in you know, even 8, 9, 10 condition. I do think they graded pretty harsh on these overall, though, on the Skyridge cards. Be nice to get like one more 10 in there. 8. This is a good one. Skarmory 9. Snorlax. Ah, this is such a good looking card. Yeah, I mean, little dots. 9. Well, we gotta start on a pretty decent 8-9 set here. Although not really, because Skyridge has like a million cards. So. Oh my gosh, a 5. Am I getting pranked today? What? What is happening? Guys, all of these cards are like the same quality. That's why I'm just amazed, because they all come from the same. It just makes no sense that, like, it just feels like randomly they just throw me a super low grade all of a sudden. Okay, 10. 9. Oh, yeah. I mean, look at that. I mean, it still should be, like, within, like, you know, 8, 9 parameter, but, like, that's the worst damage we've seen on any Skyridge card, in my opinion. And it's just a little tiny nick, but I don't know. Solid 10 there. The Japanese WotC Holos did pretty well today. They were sort of my best. We're going to finish up on some of these guys. Oh, here's a top 8 choice band. I think these cards are cool. Definitely don't like these as much as the anywhere near the World Champion stamped cards. Mainly just because they're reprints of you know, set cards, and I do like the play in the middle there, but you know, nothing beats Worlds, and the fact that like all the arts tie into each other and tie into the World event, tie into where the event is taking place. I just can't beat it. There we go. Here's another 10. Yeah, I mean, these could be like, you know, sub pop 10, or they used to be. I don't know. I know probably a lot of people have been trying to grade those, so. Some 9s, and I believe this is our last card for the day. Vileplume. 10. So these Japanese ones did pretty well. So, well, sorry to complain a little bit during this video. It is frustrating when you just get these random 5 grades, and I feel like we at least got 6 or 7, maybe not quite that many, 4 or 5 that just felt totally random. Otherwise, I think the vast majority of the submission, the grades make sense and are within range. Did pretty well, probably a little bit like better than expected, or at least like very solid on all of these. I mean, they're good looking cards, but like even this card, like, you know, they could have given it a 9. I mean, it's ever so slightly off center, I think, on the front. So they did give me 10s on these, but you know, the Skyridge cards I think mostly should have been 9s, to be fair. There were a little bit of white dots on each. I think some of the 8s and obviously a couple of those 5s are a little bit silly. I think both Charizards did well. A lot of the Charizards did really well, except for that 8 evolutions. Although it is possible, I guess it's more likely that I just made a mistake and that PSA didn't damage the card. I know I reacted that way when I saw it, but like was very meticulous with those because I had like 30 to choose from, and I made sure to only send in the ones that were like 9s or better. So I don't know. And then, you know, you got cards like this that I just don't know where the 5 damage is coming from. You know, and all the other ones got like 9s and 10s, so confusing. But anyway, hope everyone enjoyed looking at some cards. Really appreciate everyone's continued support. Plan on going to a couple collecticons this year at Charlotte and the Denver one, so hopefully I'll see some of you guys there. And otherwise, stay tuned for more videos. And we'll keep things rolling from there. All right, thanks everyone. Take care.